The U.S. Secretary of Defense recently announced U.S. military strikes against the Houthis in Yemen. These actions, he explained, are a direct response to Houthi attacks on international shipping in the Red Sea. The U.S. asserts that these strikes are necessary for self-defense and the protection of maritime security. The attacks are intended to degrade the Houthis' ability to threaten vital shipping lanes. This is not the first time the U.S. has taken military action in Yemen. The U.S. has been involved in the conflict for years, primarily targeting Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula. However, the recent strikes signal a renewed focus on countering Houthi aggression in a strategically important region. The Red Sea is a critical waterway for global trade. The U.S. sees the Houthis, who are backed by Iran, as a destabilizing force in the region. The recent strikes are part of a broader strategy to limit Iran's influence in Yemen and beyond. By targeting the Houthis' capabilities, the U.S. aims to reduce their ability to launch attacks and disrupt shipping. The Houthis have repeatedly targeted commercial vessels in the Red Sea, raising concerns about the safety of international trade. These attacks threaten the flow of goods and energy supplies through this vital waterway. The U.S. maintains that it has a responsibility to protect freedom of navigation and ensure the free flow of commerce. The U.S. military strikes in Yemen must be understood within the context of broader U.S. foreign policy objectives. The U.S. is engaged in a complex geopolitical chess game, with multiple theaters demanding attention. From the Indo-Pacific to Eastern Europe, the U.S. faces challenges from both state and non-state actors. In the Indo-Pacific, the U.S. is bolstering partnerships and alliances to counter China's growing assertiveness. The U.S. sees a strong and unified front as essential to maintaining peace and stability in the region. At the same time, the U.S. remains committed to supporting Ukraine in its fight against Russian aggression. The U.S. faces the challenge of balancing its commitments in different parts of the world. While the recent strikes in Yemen highlight the importance of maritime security and countering Iranian influence, the U.S. must also navigate its relationships with partners in Asia and its ongoing support for Ukraine. The U.S. Secretary of Defense's recent statements underscore the interconnected nature of global security challenges. The U.S. must continue to adapt its strategies and prioritize its resources to effectively address threats from various actors in a rapidly changing world. The strikes in Yemen, while significant, are just one piece of a much larger puzzle.